bá dògùn dáborógbè ire gbogbo mọ̀mọ́ ní wá wọn bọ̀ ire gbogbo èsìsì tilẹ̀ tọ́jú òkè bí wọ́n ká máa rú ẹbọ wọn ní ká máa ṣe ọgbẹ́ bọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́ kó fagiya ń tọ́ lọ́jà kẹrẹrẹ kúkú nílẹ̀ ẹni bá dògùn dá ọlọ́lá gbogbo rẹ̀ mọ̀ bí bá bọ́wọ́ gbàgbó àlà àwòsù tí bá bọ́sù kéèké tí bá bọ́. olùkóso àyàrá náà ó yà kọ́tẹ́nu rẹ fún mi.
ọba ìlọ́kọ̀jà dáàmú bá sọ̀rọ̀ ajọ́ kí ayé o.
ẹ bínú o ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo fẹ́ sọ yìí ó lè jọ bíi tìbínú àmọ́ ẹ má bínú.
ọdẹ apẹrẹ ni wá o.
àwa ìṣọ̀dẹ apààyàn.
gbọ́dọ̀ rò pọ̀ ńlọ ní ndẹ́ bàbá tèmi.
gbogbo ìlú ìpátá àmọ̀ jó àmọ̀ yọ̀ ni.
gbogbo ẹni tó bá lóun ó dàlú ìlú kò ní wọnú ìlú ìwà.
wọ́n bí mi nú wọ́n sì rí bínú mi.
àní kí ló orúkọ ẹni tó gbé náà wojú ẹkùn láì sọdí apẹrin tani.
kábíyèsí Ageshinkole ni wọ́n ń pè.
Yes, guys, I know it took me a while to review this awesome movie, and I know yes, a lot of you have been waiting. Okay, this 3-5, should I take it to the cinema? Where is Alice TV? I mean, come on, come and review this movie. Okay, now I'm here to tell you that you see that 3-5 that you've been thinking that is making you sit on the fence. Should you go ahead and watch this movie? Should you not go and watch this movie? I am telling you, go ahead and watch this movie, that 3-5. Yes, it is worth it. It is worth your time. I mean, it is worth everything, your single penny, because this movie is so great. Now, when you are done watching the movie and you think, say, you don't enjoy it, you think it is not worth all this hype, just send me a DM and I will refund you. Like, I will give you back your money. Yes, that's because this movie is the definition of all form of excellence in a movie. I mean, personally, I never believed that Nollywood filmmakers are capable of producing such a very, very great movie. Ageshinkole, Ogundabede, King of Thieves. This movie is an awesome, great movie. That's just the sincere truth. It is not like the regular Yoruba movies that we see out there, that everything will be so scattered, you know, just everything flying up and down. The ends are not properly tied, and all. This one is not like that. It is absolutely and totally different, from the sound effect to the visuals. Goodness, they did a good job. They did a perfect job with this movie. You see, the particular scene that really got to me, that gave me goosebumps right from the beginning, was the entry scene of Ageshinkole, Femi Adebayo, and his entourage. I was like, wow. I mean, this movie got me doing wow, like an ambulance. Oh yes, I mean it. You know, that entry of Ageshinkole and his entourage, it actually reminded me of when those Greek warriors, those Romanian warriors, such as Alexander the Great, when they are like galloping on their horses, you know, bouncing, when they just finished conquering a country, a state, and they're like, ooh, we are in a victory mood, celebration mood. Yes, that was just it. The sound effect there, the cinematography there, even the costuming there was like, wow, I was not like, okay, this movie is gonna be lit. I have to like be very attentive to watch this movie, and I did not regret it, or even though I paid 2K, you know, fasted, no popcorn, no drinks. And yes, the second part that really got to me as well, you know, that really made me know, oh goodness, these people did their research, these people really put a whole lot of work and effort into this movie, was the part where they sent Ara through Shango. You know, Shango is the god of thunder, to attack Ageshinkole, to just kill them, because wala eti poju gara-gara epo. And when Ageshinkole brought out his calabash, okoko sa Shango, oki Shango, mori evu Dele, and he was like, guy, show ma pa mi ni ati joji ati jomu now, show ma lo mo mi money. And then he collected Diara. I was like, no, these guys did a great job there. The costuming, the sound effects, everything there. No. Yoruba, like Femi Adebayo and every other person in this movie, kudos to you all because you gave us your best. However, before I delve into the plots, the characterization, the cinematography, the costuming, and then the rating of Ageshinkole, the king of thieves, kindly click on that subscribe button to be a part of this channel, and also the bell button so as to get notified whenever I drop my videos. Yes, it's going to take you just a second, and guess what? It is free of charge. It's not going to cost you anything, and it's just a second. So kindly do that right away, and then let's continue with Ogundabede, Ageshinkole, king of thieves. Yes. So now let's start with the plot of this movie. You see, to the plot of the movie, you see this movie, it's a fictional movie, a classic movie. Yes. In fact, right now since January this year, I can tell you that this Nollywood is the top Nollywood movie this year because what? This movie is too great. Yes, it's too great. Now, let me tell you about the plot of the story. This movie followed that, a village called Dele, who as a new crowned king, yes, Odunlade Adekola, was being terrorized by a bandit and his entourage, Ageshinkole. Ageshinkole is a very powerful bandit, he's a thief, he's everything wicked, powerful, and kola anuloju. Yes, no mercy. He's always coming to the village, to kill, to steal, and collect their properties. This one, not like, okay, let's do it in Koro. It doesn't even cover face. So, no, that is the kind of thief Ageshinkole is. So the village is being terrorized by Ageshinkole and his entourage. And then the village, were sorting for how to solve this problem. Fortunately for them, an Ifa priest came along and told them to do Ogun Ajobo, that it is this Ogun Ajobo that would lead them to how they are going to solve the problem of Ageshinkole. So that is just the plot of the movie. The plot is great, the storyline is great, and the way they shot this movie, oh my goodness. Honestly, this movie showed us that not like Yoruba movie makers cannot make this kind of movies. But I guess the lack of funding, the lack of government support, yes, might be the problem they have. And they have different caucus. So, reaching out to A, reaching out to team B, and so on like that. That is just it. Let us move to characterization. Yes, you see, for every character in this movie, they did a great job in picking them. It's like they just handpicked them that, okay, king, we need somebody who has the leadership quality, who has the stature, and who can act this role. And they feel, Odunlade is the best man for this job. And yes, Odunlade killed the role of that king. Kilo de action pọ̀ bí ògògò. Baba kan túlẹ̀ ni ó túlẹ̀ lọ́tún ó túlẹ̀ lósì. Tuale sa. He killed this role. I mean, this role is so natural to him. Yes, like it's very natural. Immediately I saw Odunlade during the celebration, during the coronation celebration. Immediately I saw Odunlade during the coronation celebration. I was like, no, they actually found a man fit for this role because he has all the characteristics of a good king, of a king, from his physical stature to the action. Baba killed the role, man, no doubt. He's natural. He is really, really natural. I give it to him. And then to Ageshinkole himself, Femi Adebayo. Oh, goodness. Femi Adebayo did a very great job in this movie. Like, man, even his hair, everything about him in this movie, he did a great job. He killed the role. It was so natural. You would notice that his own character was angry from the beginning of the movie towards the end of the movie, and he killed it so perfectly. Like Baba was angry, his eyes were always up. Okay, if you knew here was obvious. He killed his acting CC. You would actually think Femi Adebayo is the type that is always angry with his face and his expression and everything. He killed that role too. And now to my third character on the list is Ibrahim Chatta. If you always think that, okay, Ibrahim Chatta is not versatile, he's more skilled in some roles than some roles, then you need to see Ageshinkole. Yes, his transition from an ordinary hunter, Ogundabede, who does not really care about anything aside his wife and his family, to someone who had to go and have a face-off with Ageshinkole himself. No, you need to see it. You need to see the transitioning, the action, and everything. And yes, from here, I always know that, okay, Ibrahim Chatta is a very good actor, but this sort of like establishes the more, it's reinforced it. But boy, it was natural, like very, very, very natural. The number 4 on my list is Toyin Ibrahim. Yes, Toyin Ibrahim did a good job. She played the role brilliantly. She played the role of our African mothers, a dutiful wife who supports her husband both physically and spiritually. Even though the husband, he was not sure. He was like, okay, the husband was not even, he doesn't even know what was going on behind the scene with the wife. He shall know that, okay, I have a wife who is dutiful to me. But Toyin could kill the role. And then we have Adedimeji Lateef. You see, I believe the producer of the movie was just like, ta ló máa ń dánú, ta ló lẹ́nu ní movie industry yìí tó lè dánú dáadáa, tá mọ̀ pé yes, ó lẹ́nu gan, wọ́n mọ̀ pé ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ pàdé Adedimeji Lateef. Honestly, that was how that role, that was how I could just interpret that part, because he's too perfect for the role. It is Ibrahim Ageshinkole. I was like, oh, yes, he did it though. He killed his role perfectly. He did a very good job, and it was so natural with it. We have the likes of Adebayo inside this great movie as well. We have the likes of Dele Odule. Oh goodness, Dele Odule killed his role. The part where I really, really liked Dele Odule in this movie was when Ageshinkole killed his 3 children. The red eyes, the tears in his eyes, the way he screamed. You would actually think it happened real life. Like, goodness. Baba, you try, no doubt. Olaya Igwe too is in this movie. Yes, and we have Broda Shaggi, we have Mr. Macaroni inside this movie. We also have Itele in this movie, and I like the part of Itele, the supportive friend, right from start till Totu Fidi Igbakeji Ageshinkole. Yes, Itele killed this movie. I like Itele. I know Itele is a very great actor, and he did not disappoint me in this movie. Yeah, we have a lot of great actors and actresses in this movie, and they did a good job. Peju Ogunmola, mommy really tried in this movie. Like, she really tried, especially that part where she had to bury her own son for 7 days. That scene really got to me. Man, will I give you? You see, I would say that scene is my favorite scene in this movie. Yes, like that scene gave me goosebumps. That scene is my favorite scene in this movie. After burying Ibrahim Chatta Ogundabede for 7 days, after 7 days that he had to rise, man, the prayer that the mother was making prayer, the sound effects alongside, and the fact that Ibrahim Chatta one incantation while coming up from the soil. I love that part. Like, I really, really like that part. And yes, Peju Ogunmola killed that role brilliantly. And we have a lot of other actors and actresses in this movie, and I can tell you that they did not make any mistake in casting each and everybody in this movie. Now, to the cinematography. Don't let me lie to you. See this cinematography here. The cinematography, gangan. They did a great job. Very, very, very clear. The visuals are very neat. Some people did a great job. And it was not like, okay, we have to like, okay, 30 become, no, everything was just perfect. Everything flowed. And the acting, goodness, they were able to link each scene to one another. And I am here to tell you that there is no waste of scene in this movie. All these scenes are well linked and well tied and well wrapped up. Let me take you back to the plot of the movie. You see, I told you this movie followed a bandit and his entourage terrorizing a village. This movie had a little bit of love story in that movie. That is the subplot. And guess what? They were able to wrap up the subplot of this movie. They didn't just end it anyhow. They wrapped it in a very great way. Movie you won't try. So the cinematography. So back to the cinematography. They did a great job. They killed this movie. And this movie is worth being in the cinema. Yes, I can say it with my full chest, with everything. I can tell you that this movie is worth being in the cinema. And I won't be surprised if by the end of this month, this movie is topping Nigerian movie charts. Now, let's move to the costuming. Oh la la. You see, I was telling somebody that you see the costuming part did a very marvelous job because I'm pé Dele ìgbòlówó ni ọba tó jọba lórí àwọn ọba ni. Shey you understand? Now you can imagine the king will be rich and they portrayed Odunlade as a very rich king. He was just wearing from one costume to another, the beads, everything was so perfect. In fact, Tofidori Teleto, I'm talking about the slippers. They did a perfect job for that. In fact, the costuming for Ageshinkole himself too was awesome. It was great. The fact that they had to like shave his head and then they left some 2 parts on the head, the contact they used for his eyes, the horses were well dressed. The wife, Dele himself, Adedimeji Lateef, then Mr. Macaroni and Broda Shaggi. Everybody had a very good costuming. They really did a great job. Settings, they set it well. And oh yeah, they did a great job. They killed it. Then before I finally rate this movie, kindly and the subscribe button. Like I said, it's going to take you just a second. Oh yes, I like the narrator. Shaggi did a good job narrating this movie. That is deep, broad voice. I was like, And the fact that these scenes are well linked and well interpreted really showed us that they did a good job with this movie. The settings, the editing, the continuity, oh goodness, they did a great job with that. No doubt about that. And in fact, I love the continuity because there was no mistake, there was no error. If you've not watched this movie, go ahead and watch this movie and let me know after you must have watched this movie what you feel. And if you've seen this movie already, in the comment section, drop your favorite part and let me read, let me see as well. Yes, and then I'll be rating this movie 9/10. Yes, because it is worth it. And now we've come to the end of today's movie review with Alice TV. And yes, I'll be seeing you some other time. Thank you for watching.